To understand the difference between strange fire and, in other words, real passion and a kind of fake passion, I think we need to do a little bit of moral theology, and that means looking at the traditional list of the 7 deadly sins. Now, the 7 deadly sins have one sin in there that we have to look at. It's extremely helpful to see, and it's the most misunderstood of the 7 deadly sins. In most of the English lists, here's the 7 deadly sins are pride, anger, lust, greed, envy, gluttony, and sloth. And that last one, sloth, translates the Greek word, a Latin word, acedia. And I don't know if I'm saying it right, but who the heck knows or cares. But acedia, I'm going to talk about acedia from now on, because the problem is that that's not a very helpful translation. Because if you actually look at what Aquinas and the others who worked on acedia as one of the 7 deadly sins, they weren't talking about laziness. Sloth, or acedia, is passionlessness. It's living a life without passion. And what that means is living a life without something bigger than yourself to sacrifice for. See, the word passion means suffering. It did originally. And in other words, your passion is what you are willing to suffer for, what you're willing to sacrifice for. And therefore, it's got to be bigger than you. Bigger than you. You're willing to die for it. You're willing to give yourself for it. See, that's what it means to be a sacrifice, and what passion is. Acedia is passionlessness. Having nothing bigger than your own needs, nothing bigger than your own ego, nothing bigger than your own interests, and therefore nothing that you really would die for, nothing that you really would sacrifice for. That's the sin of acedia. Now, Dorothy Sayers, in her treatment of this, in the 7 deadly sins, what she says about this sin is utterly penetrating. And it's remarkable, and it shows so much. First of all, she says that it's very easy to be passionless and still very active and very busy, because each of the other 6 deadly sins produce activity. So, for example, she says in her this is her quote, and it's just terrific. She says, it's one of the favorite tricks of this sin, acedia, to dissemble itself under cover of whiffling activity. We think that if we're busily rushing about and doing things, we cannot be suffering from sloth. Gluttony offers a whirl of dancing, dining, sports, and dashing very fast from place to place to gape at beauty spots. Greed rakes us out of bed at an early hour in order that we may put pep and hustle into our business. Envy sets us to gossip and scandal, to writing cantankerous letters to the papers, and to the unearthing of secrets and scavenging of dustbins. Anger provides very ingeniously the argument that the only fitting activity in a world so full of evildoers and evil demons is to curse loudly and incessantly whatever brute and blackguard that made this world, while lust provides that round of dreary promiscuity that passes for bodily vigor. But these are all disguises. These are all disguises for the empty heart and the empty brain and the empty soul of sloth. In the world, it's called tolerance. But in hell, it's called despair. Now, notice what she's saying, and it's really important, is it's very possible to be incredibly active and therefore to look passionate when it's all about you and there's no real sacrifice involved. See, if she says, here's the sin of greed, you want to make money, it looks like you're sacrificing everything. You're getting up, you're working long hours, you're sacrificing your health. You're not sacrificing a thing because having money is more important than your health. Having money is what you want. And so you're getting what you want. You're not sacrificing. You're not sacrificing your deepest desires for something bigger than yourself. And therefore, it's very possible to be incredibly active and still be guilty of the sin of acedia, which is to have no real passion, nothing really to die for, nothing really to sacrifice for. And then she goes on and says, so what is acedia? Acedia is the sin which believes in nothing, cares for nothing, enjoys nothing, loves nothing, hates nothing, finds purpose in nothing, lives for nothing, and only remains alive because there is nothing for which it will die.